Thank you, Professor. Let me introduce myself. I'm 100% made in China, and I learned my English by myself when I was a kid from most of the American tourists when they visit my city called Hangzhou. So 1970s, early 1970s, when a lot of foreign visitors visited the city. So every morning I got up early and become the tour guide for them for 9 years, a free guy, and they told me English, and I showed them around. And I learned not the language, I learned the culture, and I learned how to think differently because everything I learned from my schools when I was a kid was different from the things I learned from the foreign tourists. Because my father and my school teachers told me that China was the richest country in the world and we're going to liberate the world, and just like today's North Korea. And later I found out that was not true. So since then, I'm a little bit different from most of the Chinese. People say, Jack, you're different from the Chinese. But the American people look at me like a very typical Chinese. The Chinese look at me as like American people because I understand the culture here. So I have never even one day trained in the States, but I learned a lot. I got my internet concept from the States. Well, first let me introduce a little bit about the Alibaba Group. Alibaba was founded in 1999, 18 founders in my apartment, and just to have an idea, we believe internet is going to change China. Internet is booming. So nobody believed us. Everybody said, well, it's like, how can you do internet in China? Because China government, the censorship, and this and that, there's no reasons for us to survive. And today people say, Jack, you're a visionary. How could you tell e-commerce internet 10 years ago? And I said, I think it's like we are like a blind man riding on the back of blind tigers, just by accident. We focused, we make the thing happen, and today, from 18 people now, today we have more than 20,000 people. And we've grown from one company to 5 companies right now. The first company is called Alibaba.com. It is focused on small, medium-sized companies, helping small, medium-sized companies. We have over 37, 38 million registered SMEs in China using our services. Outside China, we have more than 12 million SMEs using our services. So our business model, very simple. One side is China side, is a domestic trading. Anything you want to buy, anything you want to sell in China, you can use in the China website. It's like a marketplace, like eBay, but eBay is C2C, we are B2B. The Alibaba B2B, one is China domestic trading, the other is import-export. It's a marketplace for global purchasing, broker buying, and so it grows pretty healthy. We listed 3 years ago in the Hong Kong market, and we were very lucky because the day we were listed, the market was good, so our stock price grew from $13.5 to $40 without doing anything good, just to go up. And 3 months later, our stock from $40 to $3, and without doing anything bad, just up and down. And that was a rock and roll, and now the company is stabilized. We still focus on e-commerce, still focus on SMEs. But the second company, the other 4 companies are private companies. The other company which we own 100% is called Taobao.com, which you probably have, most Chinese people here have heard about it. It is much more influential than Alibaba.com in China. We have more than 300 million registered users. It starts with C2C, but 95% of the is from B2C. And 6 years ago, we started competing with eBay. eBay had a lot of money. At that time, their market cap was $80 billion. They came to China. They said, we'll compete with Alibaba. And we started the business from zero, and we got like 2 or 3% market share. Now we have 90% market share, which eBay had like a 2 or 3% market share. So Taobao is like a combination of Amazon, eBay, and Google, and Facebook. It's a community online, and we have 43 million unique visitors visit the site shopping every day, and we finish 8 million, 8 million transactions per day. And logistically, last year, the package delivered on the whole China is 2 billion packages delivered on the road. We created 1.1 billion. So we like 55% of market share that is on the delivery. It's growing very fast, and we already have like 100% growth in the past 7 years, and we'll keep on having 100% this year. And the third company we have called Alipay, is like a PayPal. It's a very stupid model. 5 years ago, I thought it's so difficult to do transaction online because people don't trust each other. The banking system is so bad. The infrastructure of finance also bad. So I was worried about what I'm going to do. The bank have the license to do this business, but we know how to do business, but we don't have the license. So at the end, people say, Jack, don't touch that area. If you touch that area, you will be in prison because financial sector is very risky in China. And I said, put me in the prison, let's do it. And we do transparent, we do everything clear in order to make sure government happy, people happy. So we work with the banks, close to 70 banks in China. Today, we have 400 million registered users, and we are the largest online third-party payment without any business model. We just want to help people. That makes the banks very unhappy because we destroy their business model. China, in the world, a good bank, like 60 or 70% of the revenues were from the services, but China, 70 or 80% of revenues come from the loaning. So we go inside, go into the service. The fourth company is Ali Cloud Computing, which we just founded 2 years ago. We've been very focused on cloud computing. And the number 5 company we had is called Yahoo China, which we acquired from Yahoo 5 years ago. One of the reasons people say why you survived in China, why you succeed, because I think one of the key reasons we survived is that we believe always customer number 1, employee number 2, shareholder number 3. And this is the first day philosophy until now. We still truly because it's the customer that stay with us. It's the customer we create. Because in internet in China, in the past 10 years, there's 3 main business. One is focused on portal sites like Yahoo. Today you have Sina, Sohu, NetEase. They focus on the news. And I think it's so difficult to do the news in China unless you are in Beijing. You know the government office, you know the policy, and we don't never understand what the government policy is. So we say, okay, let's stay away from the portal sites. The second business, which in China, very, very popular, which probably the most unique business in the world, that's online gaming. And I don't believe that model. I don't like that because China is a one-child family. If all the kids are playing online gaming, they're so bad. And, right. And my kids and my son and his schoolmates all stick to the online. I think, yes, we can make a lot of money, but I just don't want my kids focus on the online. So we're not doing that. China has already got enough companies focusing on online. Almost all the internet companies have online gaming. We are the only company that is not on online gaming. So the only thing we can do is e-commerce. And the e-commerce is so tough, so difficult to do it. And 10 years ago, e-commerce in the world, B2B, they all want to focus on big companies. They all want to focus on buyers. The value they create is they save the cost for buyers. So we do the opposite. And we believe China, the USA is very good at playing basketball. We should focus on playing ping pong because we should not always play the same. So we said in China, we don't have big companies, so we should focus on small, medium-sized companies. We should not help the buyers. We should help sellers because China wants to sell things abroad. SMEs want to sell things abroad. So we focus on the small, medium-sized. We focus on helping supplies. And the value created is not the saving the cost because SME know how to save the cost but much better than you do. They want to learn how to sell product, how to make money. We did not get any money, but if our customer make money, we are happy. And the number 4 year, we start to make money. So the second thing is the employees. I believe, I'm not trained to be a high-tech guy. I hate high-tech, and my wife bought me an iPad. I still don't know how to use it. And I never use the PPT because I don't know how to do it. Every time I use it, something wrong with the PPT. So I don't know how to speak. So I'm trained to be a high school teacher, and I know nothing about technology. The only thing I can use in the computer is send and receive emails and browse. That's it. And I think that's enough, right? And 80% of the people in the world, like me, we hate technology. We want technology to work for us. We should not work for the technology. And that is the innovation of the colleagues, of the people. So I'm not knowing the technology, we hire the best technician. We do not know the finance, we hire the best. We respect, we work, and that really makes the business grow. And the third thing is that I believe the shareholder number 3. We should respect shareholders, listen to them, but you have to do it in your own way. I remember when we come to IPO day in New York and in London, and all the Wall Street said, Jack, give us the shares. We were a long-term shareholder. But when the market crashed, they are the first people who run away, and most of them are not shareholders. We found most people, they are share stalker, stock exchange. They move very fast. So we think that we should listen to them, but we should do it in our own ways. That for 10 years, we focus on that. Always believe customer number 1, employee number 2, shareholder number 3. And that is. And the third thing that people say, China doing business is very important, is a guanxi, government relationship. That's too complicated. I don't buy that. I mean, those stupid companies focus on government relationships. And government relationship, is that important? Yes. I said the best way to do government relation is in love with them, don't marry them. Never, ever do business with them, right? But they respect them, anything, For 10 years, we've been working with all the government officers and then tell them what is Alibaba, what is e-commerce, what is internet, because it's so new to any government. If you try to talk to them, not doing anything that is if they want to come to say, Jack, I give you a lot of money, please do this project for us. I said, no, I can introduce my friend to do business to you, but not to me, not us. That we focus on customers. And I think in China, doing business is a lot of fun. Competition is a great fun part of the business. We compete with eBay, we competed with China Telecom 10 years ago, and 15 years ago. And we compete with eBay, and later we compete with here and there. Compete is not for compete. Compete is a fun part of the business, and we're never scared of every competition. If Google come to China, we compete, but we respect. So the whole business today, we think China has a huge potential on e-commerce. E-commerce in the States, I believe, it is a dessert, but China become a main course. Because of infrastructure of doing business so bad. So internet, e-commerce become the infrastructure of China doing business. Just like 10, 20, 15 years ago, China, the infrastructure of telecommunication was so bad. And then the mobile phone suddenly take off. So today, we are facing the same opportunities. Forget about the Wall Street analyst. A lot of analysts write about us, but they never visited us. They just do like a 20 minutes phone call every quarter, and they can write a beautiful report. I mean, that's not us. We have to understand the business model. It should be simple, easy enough that the customer understand. And then Alipay, free. Because the money we made from Alibaba B2B already can cover Taobao, cover Alipay, and cover cloud computing. And now even we do not charge money for Taobao. The advertisement dollars from Taobao already make Taobao very profitable. So we do everything. We really appreciate we live in China. We live at the internet period. We have the great honor to do this business. So we never think about making money. Do any business, we forget about thinking about making money. We think about how we can create value for the society, for the people, for the customers. If the end, the result is that you're making money. So funny, and that really proved well that because we don't think about making money, we made a lot of money. Because I believe if you think about money here, this is US dollar, this is Hong Kong dollars, and you talk is all RMB. Nobody want to make friends with these guys. The other thing we want to use the internet and e-commerce a way to make China new business paradigm, which we call transparent, shared responsibility, and global vision. And we try to making sure every policy we make, everything we do, transparent. We want to share with customers, we want to take responsibility. And I feel very excited because the average age of Taobao today is 25 years old. Alibaba is 27 years old, and all young people. We are a company that we believe value. We are a company that believe the mission, and we learn from the GE that every quarter we have a value review, we have the performance review, and that makes the company really excited. The headache we are having right now is Alibaba is getting bigger and bigger. We're so influential now in China. And first time in our history, 20 days ago, we had 200 people demonstrate in our company. And they hate the policy we made. Because I said, if we made any policy, 1% of people don't like us, we have 3 million people don't like it. And today, Alibaba Group, we are not lack of engineers. We are not lack of programmers and service people. We are lack of sociologists. We are lack of psychologists and economists because we never know how to make a policy. We're just like running a country. It's a big headache. And the average age is only 25, 26. How can they make policies? But we think internet is really, really changed the world. And people probably will ask, in the US, Google is so powerful. And we believe, this is what I believe, the world, we should never be controlled by machines. We should never controlled by computers. Human brain, SNS, social network is more powerful. At the end of the day, we do not want to see cold-blooded machines. We want to see warm people. We want to see every computer at the behind there's a SME, there's a family, there's a consumer, there's a brother and sister that can help each other. So we actually, Alibaba, focus more on community, more innovation, and more on human side. So I would love to take any questions you have. I welcome the tough questions. Anything you have, I will answer. That's what I will, just to briefly do this. Thank you, Professor. Yeah.
And do you have any way of thinking about the impact of Alibaba in terms of supporting the small and medium-sized sector, enterprise sector?
Yeah, I think, as I said, we have more than 37 million SMEs using our services. Today, I think if you are SME, you must be using, if you are online, you must be our customers. I would not take credit that Alibaba really contribute a lot of China economy, but if Alibaba bankrupt, there will be probably 1 million SME bankrupt. So that is the influence behind.
Well, then you can take credit for it, I would say. Okay, so we're going to open it up for questions.
Jack, what do you think the opportunities are for Alibaba outside of China?
Yeah, I think that we are already Indian, we are in Japan, and we are Korea, and we are also in the States. But the opportunity for Alibaba going out anywhere, if you want to promote SMEs, if they're SMEs, we're there. I think today we survive not because we're smart, not because we are good at technology. We understand SME. We believe SMEs, and if you believe your customers and help them grow, and they will grow. So we think we will expect also the Taobao, Alipay, cloud computings. And I think the next 5 years, we don't want to go global for global. We think that only when we create values, if we create values for SME, if we create more SMEs in the local country, then we will be there. So we are pretty confident that e-commerce in China, next 3 years will grow from consumer-related e-commerce to business-related e-commerce. That is next 3-5 years, the trend.
But it's happening organically for you too, isn't it? Because you are finding people all over the world that are using the Alibaba platform.
Yeah. You know, one of the reasons why we choose the name Alibaba, we can choose another Chinese name, but we choose Alibaba because we believe that global vision, local win. And we believe that internet at the first day, it should be globalized. But Alibaba is not, we say Alibaba is not a Chinese company. It's happened to be found in China. And we are growing pretty aggressively. And I never been to a lot of countries, but we have so many customers around. I went to Peru last month, and I was so excited about so many Peruvian SMEs using our sites, and some customers, look at me like burst into tears. So thank us. So I said, I'm sorry, I did nothing. We're just a platform, right? Yeah. So we are going there. Yeah.
But I thought Alibaba was 1,000 thieves. Is that the image you wanted to?
No, Alibaba 40 thieves. Well, actually, that's the story, Alibaba 40 thieves. People always believe Alibaba is a thief. No, Alibaba and 40 thieves. 40 thieves are a bad guy. Alibaba is a good guy.
Okay. I'm glad we got that straightened away.
And warmth. Always by your side. Sunshine Insurance Group.
It's the third day of the Chinese New Year, and people in different areas of the country have different ways of celebrating the Spring Festival. Well, let's take a look at how different these traditions can be. Yu Li has a story.
In Canas Lake in northwest China's Xinjiang, the descendants of Genghis Khan mark Spring Festival in a unique way, horse racing on a frozen lake. While in Lanzhou city of Gansu province, a traditional temple fair is the biggest event, the most popular activity there. Traditional crafts like shadow puppets attracted lots of onlookers. An original music form, Lanzhou drumming, perks ears.
I've read in the newspaper about the Lanzhou drum, but I've never seen it. It's a great opportunity for me to experience traditional Chinese culture. They were passed down by our ancestors. The music represents Chinese culture.
In East China's Zhejiang Wuzhen, people celebrate Spring Festival with food. Tourists from across the country bring their favorite dishes here and share them on a long table at a scenic location in Wuzhen.
I like it here. The streets, the water, and the food is good.
People from all over get together here and share in the warmth and sweetness not only of the food, but each other as well. Some themes cross all traditions. Yuli, CCTV.
Well, many Chinese overseas are not always able to reunite with family during the Spring Festival or celebrate Chinese New Year together. But this has not stopped them getting into the holiday spirit, as those away from home have created their own traditions and events. BTN Lu sees how Chinese in Russia mark the special occasion.
At this year's Spring Festival Gala in St. Petersburg, it's not just Chinese who are performing. These Russian children who are learning Mandarin are also treading the boards.
我们都是中文学校的学生，我们都很喜欢中国。我们很喜欢唱中文歌曲。我们想请大家来到俄罗斯。
The amateur show kept the audience, made up of Russians and Chinese, entertained for over 3 hours. Many got into the spirit of Spring Festival, offering good fortune to family and friends.
祝大家新年快乐，身体健康，万事如意。
祝爸爸妈妈身体健康，新的一年万事如意。祝所有天下的父母都快乐幸福。
This is the 7th Spring Festival Gala held in St. Petersburg. Here's to next year. Bi Jianlu, CCTV.
Well, while the Chinese people are still enjoying the Spring Festival holiday, the country's pandas are also joining in the revelry. At a breeding ground in Chengdu of the southwestern Sichuan province, over 10 baby pandas are putting on a special show for visitors. Let's take a look.
Spring Festival is a time for fun, and even for pandas, it's a chance for a little exercise.
Ich bin Schnappi, das kleine Krokodil. Komm aus Ägypten.
But for baby pandas, even climbing a tiny tree is no easy task. Some are not so happy that their playtime is interrupted. Playing with a fitness ball is a challenging task. Maybe some jogging. In this panda breeding base in Chengdu, 12 baby pandas are part of a special panda kindergarten. And they can be very clingy. They often get themselves into trouble, just like this little panda whose head has gotten stuck in some bamboo. Workers at the base say the carnival will last until Lantern Day, which falls on January 15th of the Chinese Lunar New Year. Mary Davis, CCTV.
All right, my heart just melted. Well, that does it for this edition of CCTV News. I'm Felicity Tan in Beijing. Thanks for watching.
Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us. So the sunshine is making an appearance for the first time during the New Year in some of the southern provinces. Beautiful sunshiny rays will accompany this festive mood during this special time. Well, on Thursday, what we're expecting is skies clear up for Anhui, Hubei, as well as Hunan, just to name a few provinces. Over here, Sichuan through Guangxi, Guangdong, Fujian, all getting light levels of rain, still freezing rain falling over Guizhou on Thursday. However, come Friday, this wet weather will be picking back up in the southern provinces. Hunan even expecting some moderate levels of rainfall. Well, let's take a look at the larger picture. Up in the northern regions, beautiful sunny skies up there. However, despite all that sunshine, we're still seeing temperature drops by about 2 to 6 degrees in the Dongbei region. Over here in the central parts of China, we're expecting temperatures to drop as much as 4 degrees on Friday. Well, let's take a look at your maximum temperatures. Over here, the warmest province still Yunnan at over 20 degrees in the southern regions. This is quite an interesting contrast. Guizhou day highs will only be 5 degrees, and it's just a neighbor. So it looks like we're seeing spring over in Yunnan and winter over in Guizhou. Well, let's take a look at Japan. Over here along the western coast, we're still getting snowfall, so roads and sidewalks will be slick for the next couple of days. Taking a look at your temperatures, Tokyo temperatures are on the rise up to about 8 or 7 degrees for your day highs. However, once that sun goes down, day lows will be around 0 degrees. So let's take a look at what's going on over in Vietnam. The same cold air mass that has affected China is now moving on to affect Vietnam. Temperatures will be dropping from about 20 degrees down to about 10 degrees for Hanoi for the next couple of days. So in summary, Tokyo, sleet, Pyongyang, and Seoul, moderate snow, clear for you Beijingers down in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, light rain. Your city forecast is next.